Oh boy, man, guys, what's up? What is going on? This is the Club of the Man, 1993, coming at you, and we are live. Also, go page out to Lex Man's book. Didn't want to completely do that because all respect goes out to him. But yeah, tonight I am not standing in the middle of my bedroom, dreading over holding a shirt of a faction that's now being booked poorly and in ways that's making me hate them. And it's not as in heel heat, it's as in, hatred, as in like, you guys are screwing with us now, shut up and get off my TV. But instead, I'm sitting here taking a nice deep fresh breath of air because I just watched SmackDown Live, the August 28th, 2018 edition of SmackDown Live. And just like how it has been since the Superstar shakeup this year, again, Road Dogg, you can say it all you want. There's no way you're writing this show. No freaking way you are writing this show. This show was fun. I mean, not quite as good as last week's. Last week's was awesome. This was still a really fun show. I enjoyed it. There's nothing on this card I can say that I felt, was pointless and just didn't matter at all. Even like, the weakest parts of the show felt like it mattered. It felt like it was, building something up. Hence, probably to, Naomi and Billie Kay wasn't that great of a match or anything, but, at least, it's putting the right people over. But, anyways, but we'll get into that match, of course, in a little bit. But, man, just after watching that episode of Raw, that episode, again, last night when I was ranting on this show, it wasn't me just trying to be funny and entertaining us. It was me legitimately pissed. I was pissed off. My blood pressure probably went up to 200. I didn't even bother going to grab the little blood pressure thing we have in my parents' bedroom to check my blood pressure just for a heck of it. I'm like, I'm not going to even look because I was fuming. I was pissed. I was literally pissed last night. But tonight I sat down after having, a good refreshing day, despite the fact that being so hot outside. Had a refreshing day, doodle around a little bit, played some Rock Band before SmackDown. SmackDown comes on. Just a nice, relaxing, enjoyable 2 hours, pop my popcorn. I had a great time. And I look forward to even talking about this show with you guys who are in the audience tonight. So, of course, before we get started, as always, let's check the live chat and see who we've got. First, we got King Larry. Just here for Mike, FWE. Well, you wouldn't be saying that after tonight, though, Larry. I mean, tonight's SmackDown was awesome. I'm not going to blame SmackDown. It's Raw that I cannot stand right now. Raw, it's the only show I cannot stand. And if you want to go pay-per-view-wise, the Super Showdown. Because what is it? I was considering doing a match card just to get some views, a predicted match card for Super Showdown, even though we're getting a lot of these matches made official. But I really don't care about this show. That show's gonna be exactly how Greatest Royal Rumble was. It's a glorified, pointless house show. But this time, except we're getting millions of tag matches. I think we have 3 tag matches already. We've got John Cena and Bobby Lashley taking on a team of Kevin Owens and Elias, which that is if Kevin Owens comes back. Because remember, he quit on Raw last night, which that was an interesting segment. One of the only few things that actually intrigued me from Raw last night. We've got the Shield taking on a team of Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. And now we have a 6-woman tag match with Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, and Ronda Rousey taking on the Riot Squad, which is most likely going to set up for, the Nikki Bella and Ronda Rousey match at Evolution. I will make a pretty match card down the line for Evolution, but not for Super Showdown. Now, I changed my mind. I don't even know if I'm going to watch the show. I have no interest at all in watching it at all whatsoever. But anyways, let's get back to the chat of live. Killer Game says, yo, leave a like on the stream if you hate PG. Oh, yeah, definitely. We do hate PG. Says he gets it, but I'm so pissed at WWE that I didn't want to watch SmackDown. LOL. Well, Larry, again, if you want to refresh yourself and remind yourself that this is why I'm a fan of the show, I do recommend checking out SmackDown, because SmackDown was worth checking out. Blame Raw, the show that has Vince's golden boy on it. Because I actually talk about, I know, of course, we're all still pissed off also about the Becky Lynch heel turn, but What they did tonight with the two of them, I'm like, okay, if it's going to be like that, then I can tolerate this. But we'll talk about that when we talk about the main event. But I do recommend checking out SmackDown, Larry. Killer Games says it's going to be the last stream I'll be on for a while. That sucks. I know you probably have other things to do though, Killer Games. But same time, so we'll cap off this night before you take your little leave of absence. We'll cap it off with an awesome show for you Killer Games as well, since you've been a recent little subscriber. But anyways, let's get started with the show. The show opened up with a really fun segment. I really enjoyed this segment. The New Day come out to celebrate them winning the SmackDown Live tag titles last week. And it only happened because, again, the Bludgeon Brothers got injured. But this did kind of feel a little bit refreshing with this. And, we got the two triple threat matches. Add in, some more tag teams, even though, they're not all, extremely well established. It felt like refreshing because when the Bludgeon Brothers were tag champions, again, I like Harper and Rowan as a tag team. Unfortunately, I feel like the WWE just did not dig deeper into their characters when they were tag champions, and just there's two big guys with big hammers in their hands would show up and look dangerous and beat down, and just beat it right down. Okay, look dominating, but it was the same thing all the time. I feel like with New Day being tag champs, Bludgeon Brothers are probably going to be gone for a little bit because of Rowan's bicep injury. Could have put a little bit of a refresher into the SmackDown tag team divisions. Now Raw's tag team division is completely hopeless. I'm sorry, it's absolutely hopeless. But anyway, so the New Day come out. They're celebrating how they're going to be. They're now 5-time WWE World Tag Team Champions. But anyways, Xavier Woods says before he goes off to Dragon Con for the weekend, he's got some words to say. New Day did what they do best, and they're becoming champions. Kofi says that the Bludgeon Brothers are ferocious, no doubt, but they had them out like a light. And Big E says there's no place he'd rather celebrate than right here in Ontario, Canada. And he's waited a mighty long time to do this. They're not one, not two, not three, not four, but I'm waiting for him to say this to the 5-time WWE World Tag Team Champions chant. But then all of a sudden, we get some royalty music playing in the background. It's like, is it? What the? And it's King Booker. King Booker showed up for a surprise, which, by the way, even though you weren't too great on commentary for Raw recently, can you please go back and at least replace Coach? Make commentary on Raw just a little notch, just a little bit of a notch better. It won't be that much better, but a little bit more bearable than Coach making his constant, other sports references in his commentary. But anyway, so yeah, King Booker comes out. I'm like, what's King Booker doing here? Xavier Woods is appropriately shocked to see him. The New Day take a knee to King Booker, and Booker says he has a royal decree to issue. He grants Lord Xavier Woods, the wise, Sir Kofi, the brave, and Big E access to the most royal club of them all. And then he's about to pretty much just promote them to join the 5-time champion club, pretty much, as that's what Booker T is famous for. But then Big E cuts him off and says cuts him off and says that he asks why he didn't get a cool name like Kofi and Big E and Kofi and Xavier did. And Booker says he already got it, Big E, and then his name, and E accuses him of going full Saxton on him, which triggers a tell me you didn't just say that. And Booker T says they should be kissing his feet and only one deserves to be in the 5-time club until now. And he welcomes them into the 5-timers championship club and asks all of us suckers if we can dig it. Which, again, short, not too long, and not, just short and simple, just, doing like a parody of the 5-time thing with, 4 guys I'm sure would blend in well together. And afterwards, it looked like Booker T was getting ready to leave, but then they're telling him to stay, and people want to see the spin-a-rooney. So they took his cape, his cloak off, and his crown. He got down. For an older guy, he could still do the spin-a-rooney. Then Xavier Woods did it. Pretty snazzy. Kofi, of course, pretty good as well. Big E, though, wasn't quite able to do it. So then they just grabbed Big E by the legs and started spinning him around as well. And, of course, they announced that to do this on commentary. So I like this. This was fun. It was short, sweet, to the point for him to join the 5-time club, pretty much. I enjoyed it. It was a fun opening segment to start off a show, and laying down the layout for what's next for the tag team division, as we are getting now 2 triple threat matches. Well, first one we got this week. The second one we're going to get next week as well. And of course, I said before, the New Day was going to stay out and be on commentary, which entertaining, not like overloaded, but entertaining as well on commentary. We had a triple threat match. Now listen to the names of the teams that are in this triple threat match. We had The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus, which, okay, yes, definitely, it should be. The Club, Gallows and Anderson, again, all right, but I wish they were, a little bit more established than what they are right now. And then the third team, remember these guys? Epic O Primo, the Clones. Where have they been? I knew one of them had a knee injury, but they were gone. He was gone for quite a long time. I thought they left. Really, I thought the Colones were out of here and weren't coming back. Wasn't a fan of how they were on Raw. I mean, I was at least a little more interested in them whenever they came over to SmackDown, because I like how they dropped, the Shining Stars and that whole Puerto Rico thing that became the Colones. More aggressive theme music, a little more aggressive in the ring. I'm like, okay, this is something intriguing. I'm not like oh, it's the Colones, awesome. It's like, okay, the Colones, I guess whatnot. So I'm like, all right, see what they do here. Not a bad triple threat match, I thought. It was decent. Wasn't anything too just spectacular again, because you have The Bar, who obviously they're a well-established team. Gallows and Anderson, are okay, but they're lower on the level they were when they first came in still. And the Colones are just mad also, but they still put on a decent tag match, I thought, with the triple threat rules in advance. Of course, Cesaro and Sheamus will dominate towards the end, despite the fact I believe Gallows and Anderson did have the match won. It seemed like the Clones interfered, and Sheamus and Cesaro did take advantage, taking it else out on the side of the apron, and they pinned them, so they get the win. So they will face off the winner of next week's triple threat match, and the winner of that of those two winners will face off each other. And the winners will go on to Hell in a Cell to face the New Day, which will probably be a great tag team match for the SmackDown tag titles. So, as I said before, when SmackDown was really good, the only two little nitpicks I have out was the tag team division felt pointless on the show, though, and I was disappointed with how they booked Apollo Crews on SmackDown. But now, I keep saying, SmackDown's been better. I still don't think it's quite on the level that it was in 2016 and before the Superstar Shakeup of 2017, but I think it's getting pretty close. I mean, right now, the only title going into Hell in a Cell that just doesn't feel on the SmackDown brand, I just don't know where they're going with it, doesn't feel too relevant right now, is the U.S. title, which, sucks. I mean, I wish, they would start building something towards something with that, but I'll take at least the SmackDown tag team division, start taking advantage of the depth they have in it, and we'll see where it goes. So the Bar win, again, surprised the Colones. All right, cool. They're still here, I guess. But they win. And then afterwards, we have Paige backstage talking to Rusev Day. She admits there's a strong argument for them being in the tag title picture. So next week, she's going to book them against the Usos and Sandy, a triple threat match. The winner, which will face the Bar and be one step closer to being number one contenders. Rusev says it's a great present for Lana and Rusev Day, and he goes in for a kiss, but then she admits it wasn't her. It was Aiden. It's that he put in for them to get the title shot, and next week they'll come one step closer to tag team gold, which, I like. And, personally, the thing, though, is, yes, I know people are saying, but Sandy's going to get pinned once again. My thing is have them pin the Usos. I think, I don't think Rusev Day is going to get the tag title shot yet, but my opinion is have Rusev Day pin the Usos. I mean, I love the Usos, but they're still fine right now with not being in the tag title picture. So I say have them pin the Usos at least to protect Sandy, because let's be honest, Sandy's got to start getting some wins here, because they've only won. I remember them win. Only match I remember them winning so far is the one-on-one match Eric Young had against Kobe Kingston when he won that match. That was a good match. And the tables match on the pre-show Extreme Rules. But Sandy's got to get going here. They got to get something rolling here, I feel, to be taken a little more seriously, not keep freaking losing. But, so yeah, I think my prediction is next week, Rusev Day pins the Usos to go on face the Bar. And I think the Bar will beat them and they'll face New Day for the SmackDown Live tag titles, which I think could be a really refreshing match. So I look forward to definitely seeing that. So we had that live chat. What's going on, guys? How are you all doing here? King Booker and the New Day. Yes, he was there. King Killian says, I've got school next week, and UK WWE starts at 1 in the morning. Rats. Yeah. Definitely sucks he got school. I mean, I'm not in school anymore because I graduated from college 2 years ago. But good luck, man. I hope you do awesome. Booker T has a lot left in the tank. He should come back for one last run or at least one last match, and I think he will. I like to see that. Killian likes the special events like Greatest Royal Rumble and Super Showdown because it is early for people in different time zones. That is true. Yeah, it's just I just wish they would book it up, book it for like make a bigger deal and not just feel like just like a glorified house show that no one's gonna get anything in return for. Pretty much, you know what I mean? But if you're excited for it, awesome. That's awesome though for you. That's a good thing, of course. What's up with Lauren? Why isn't she here anymore? Does anyone know? She's just started her new job this week. She talked to me earlier. She's just started her new job. So I mean that's why she might not be on all the time. Booker T's Super Showdown last match, maybe. My Rusev days. Pretty sounds like Elvis. So thank you very much, Larry. You're a pretty darn good audience, my young friend. Well, then again, you're a year older than me, so I can't quite say that. Yeah, by the way, the countdown today, I believe, is 25 days till I turn the big 25. Yeah, after that, I can say, okay, enough growing up. I'm not out of my quarterly life crisis yet, guys, so no more growing up for me until I get my life straight, pretty much. Well, which is just, independently it is. Anyways, so then we have a recap of Becky Lynch's promo last week. And just hyped up into the main event tonight, which is going to be the rematch for the SmackDown Live with time between Charlotte and Carmella. But like they said, people were saying last week, and it happened this week as well. They cut out the portion of Becky Lynch bashing the crowd, pretty much, and doubting that they were ever behind her, and just including the part with her just come out with some more aggressive attitude and just telling the truth about how she feels about Charlotte, coming in, just interfering with her match. I will save the rest of my talk on the Becky and Charlotte situation for the end of this video, though, because I actually did like what they did with Becky and Charlotte tonight. We have Jeff Hardy coming out. He talked about how Randy Orton's been obsessed with him of late and how he's altered the chemistry in his brain to eradicate all rational thought, and in fact, the Viper made him believe he could fly, which is why he stomped his gentleman's area and beat him pillar to post last week. Hardy smiles at the replay, what we got, and says Orton might think him a stepping stone in his career, but he's wrong. And last week made him feel alive. He feels like Jeff Hardy of old, reborn and rebroken by fate, which felt true because Jeff had a really good beatdown on Orton last week, and it's what needs to happen with a babyface giving a heel. It's comeuppance. Like, it told that story perfectly last week, spot on, perfect. He knows Randy can hear him because this is just the beginning. He calls him out to finish what they started. Orton comes out congratulating him for rediscovering himself and returning to the pedestal. He appreciates being given the credit for all of that, but the truth is he's not finished working on him yet. This version of Jeff is the identity he's going to take away, the career that he's going to end, and he finally realized what he needs to do to accomplish that. And that's leave a heap of broken bones in the middle of the ring. And then Hardy pretty much just probably begs him to come in. But Orton says he's smarter than that, and you can call him what you want, but the only thing you need is the 3 most destructive letters in sports entertainment. And I'm expecting him to say R, K, and not say the O because, he's not, again, Randy Orton's playing the heel properly and just not acknowledging what the crowd wants. But he says Ray R, K, and then Jeff Hardy just comes up and says, no! And then he gets a good pop for that. And then he says he's going to hell and coming with him at Hell in a Cell. And at first I'm like, it's like I more thought, based off of the brawl they had last week, that they should have like an Extreme Rules match or a street fight Hell in a Cell isn't too bad of an idea though. I mean, I know people were saying this may not be quite as good because it started to look like maybe they're not going to have Joe and Styles inside Hell in a Cell unless they're going to do 3 or 4 Hell in a Cell matches. Which personally, I think it's a little too much. But if it's just this one and the Universal title match, okay, at least have some type of stipulation for Styles and Joe at Hell in a Cell. But I accepted the fact that also I don't think, as far as I know, I don't think Jeff Hardy's ever been in a Hell in a Cell match, as far as I know. So if this is just to give him that rub, then okay. I mean, Orton's a heel now. I'm pretty sure they have a lot better match than they did at Backlash, which, by the way, sorry, I think it was Tom Phillips who said it, but they said, that Orton and Hardy have been going at it since Backlash, which is true. But Orton didn't. They mentioned how Orton attacked Hardy at Backlash. No, he didn't attack him then. He attacked him when he turned heel at Extreme Rules when he returned. Backlash was a face-on-face match, which I'm sorry, that match wasn't anything too special. I thought for the U.S. title, it was kind of average. But Orton being a heel, you can tell he's thriving and enjoying this role a lot more because as a babyface, I'm sorry, when he's not giving good material, he just looks so bored out there, like so freaking bored. But I do look forward to seeing, giving it a shot, seeing what they do inside Hell in a Cell. So hopefully it will be good. Again, Jeff Hardy, and I know I'm concerned about that, he's just seems a little, battered up and whatnot. And, him and Matt's bodies are starting to definitely take a toll on each other. But we'll see what they can do at Hell in a Cell. I'm not fully, going to put this down. Then we have a backstage segment with Carmella being interviewed, which I'm sorry, I gotta say this, but in the graphic tonight showing, for the women's title match, Carmella, I'm gonna take a page out of one of my middle school teacher's books. Sometimes we'd be like, reading our textbook in class, and then he would say, "I'm sorry, but that person looks way too happy there." I thought the same about Carmella. Carmella in her photo tonight looked way too happy, I shall say. It's a little too happy, I thought. But she's interviewed backstage. She's getting ready. She says the buzz follows the championship, and the only reason the evolution is happening is because of the attention she brought to the women's division. And the real headline is that Charlotte Flair never pinned her, but she's beaten Charlotte twice, and tomorrow the buzz will be about how she won her title back. Becky and Charlotte are chump change, but Mella is money. She goes to walk away, but as she walks away, here comes R-Truth again, and he has to square Carmella win, and Dillinger comes from behind them. And it's pretty much, just, saying like, what are you doing, man? You can't do this, whatnot. And Truthman says that he needs to wait for his shot again because the truth will set her free, or whatever what the heck he said. He goes chasing after her once again, which was funny, like, because last week off camera, you hear, you hear Carmella say, "Oh, Truth, put me down," and then we hear Paige tell him, say, "Truth, put her down," and Truth screams out, "That's what's up!" Again, this I actually really am starting to dig our Truth having this gimmick where he's like just doing something complete opposite like of what really supposed to happen. Because when he did it in 2015, I thought he was annoying and stupid, but this time it's actually pretty funny. But he's going after Carmella, so we'll see where it goes. But of course, Ty Dillinger says a lot to her, something like, "This is what my career is about, or led me to," or something like that. I'm like, the irony is, it's kind of true with the position you're in right now, buddy. But sorry, you deserve to be treated as a solid mid-card contender. Heck, you could have done Dillinger and Nakamura for the U.S. title, but probably not going to happen. But that was still funny. Live chat. Let's check out what you guys got in the chat of live. He says, "Thanks for clarifying, Mike. Wait, when is your birthday again, Mike?" September 22nd is my birthday. I will be 25. I still want to see R-Truth's women's title match. Somebody posted a poster for Evolution on Twitter somewhere, and it literally did have a photo of like all these women, and you see R-Truth in the midst of that. Maybe something will happen with R-Truth and Carmella. You never know. Sometimes I don't hear everything you're saying, Mike. Sometimes you speak too fast. Sorry about that. Randy Orton, in my opinion, is really boring as a babyface. Randy was born to be a heel. I do agree because he does thrive in that role a lot more, definitely. WWE can't have pay-per-views like Elimination Chamber, Extreme Rules, Hell in a Cell, etc. if it's PG and not TV 14. Again, yeah, I do agree. stipulate pay-per-views with a match stipulation should not happen because if it's Hell in a Cell, oh, Hell in a Cell, we'll throw these two inside Hell in a Cell right a second. No, Hell in a Cell needs to happen when it matters. Same with Extreme Rules or TLC or Elimination Chamber and whatnot. I mean, here's a little bit of defense I'll give on that. At first, when they took away Elimination Chamber and put Fastlane there because they felt that they didn't want to have, too many, big events like back-to-back-to-back, Rumble, Chamber, Mania. I get it. However, though, if you're going to have a pay-per-view in between those two events, then, maybe Elimination Chamber is the right route to go because other than that, Fastlane's never works. It always just feels like another episode of Raw or another episode of SmackDown pretty much when it's happened. So Elimination Chamber, I can forgive being where it is, but they need to change it to No Way Out. Either Chamber or Hell in a Cell should be called No Way Out, I feel, in my opinion. Or Hell in a Cell being called No Mercy or Unforgiven, pretty much, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I definitely do agree with that comment. Killer Games. Let's see here. Mela is Monopoly money. Nice. Or like some people say, Mela is bankrupt. Well, she lost that title, so pretty much. It says Mela is stupid. September 22nd, thanks. Stupid game pay-per-views. And he agrees with Killer Games and myself. Thank you, Larry. But yeah, let's continue on here. This segment was interesting. We have Daniel Bryan and I'm sorry, not yet. We have Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella apparently going to be giving us a message later on about Miz and Maurice. But then we had Billie Kay versus Naomi. Before the match, the Iconics come out. Billie Kay's talking about how she's clairvoyant and sees the Toronto Raptors having a dismal season, as well as Naomi having nightmares about losing again tonight. Peyton Royce says she's frozen with fear, but Billie says that's just how she looks normally, and they declare the future iconic. Which at first, Pastor Lisa kept saying, okay, it's not going to be iconic because all you girls are doing is losing. Billie and Naomi have a match. Wasn't as good as what happened last week with Peyton Royce and Naomi, which kind of shows that Peyton has a little more potential than Billie, but Billie Kay still won. So I'm like, okay, at least they're starting to win now. If they start winning, then I can start taking some of the stuff they say before matches a little more seriously. They gotta be careful though, because they can come across as a little annoying. I mean, they were good in NXT, but sometimes it's like they go a little too much with their bullying. I mean, I get it. They're two girls that are best friends, kind of snobby, kind of trying to come across as a little clique, if you know what I mean. But you can't go too far with it. I feel like I'm trying to say, don't get too annoying with what they're doing, pretty much. But again, as long as they start winning, I feel like that's just going to help them not seem so annoying after a while. So okay, Billie Kay wins. The Iconics are winning. Hopefully, it keeps moving like that. We then have now we have the Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella segment. Daniel comes out. Goes to the cheap pop and says that last week Miz and Maurice came out here to mock his retirement speech, acting like he always does. He apparently didn't cheat to win at SummerSlam, or how he acts like he's got the hardest punch. But just like everything else, he's a very poor actor. When he came out to punch him in the face, he couldn't even act like a tough guy, putting his wife in front of him like a coward. And that's when Brie came down, which Brie was there tonight. This is the Brie Bella that should be on TV. The Brie Bella that's being Daniel Bryan's wife, being in his corner because of what's going on with Miz and Maurice. Simple little blueprint for a mixed tag team match that's going to be awesome at Hell in a Cell. Not this Brie Bella that's randomly showing up with her sister on Raw. And apparently they're going to be competing on Raw next week. Why? Because it makes absolutely no sense. But once again, we're here to talk about SmackDown Live, not Raw. So anyways, he says that Brie came down. She takes priority on the mic. She knows he doesn't need her to fight his battles, but she couldn't sit back and take it. Maurice is always helping Miz cheat to win, and even though she ran out to get her hands on Maurice, it felt so good to punch Miz in the face. So she got a great pop for that. Bryan says he's not acting when he says it was also really hot. That's right, his wife is a butt-kicking, diaper-changing, face-punching hot mama. And at Hell in a Cell, neither Miz nor Maurice will be able to hide behind the other. And then we hear the music for Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega. They come out, Zelina gets on the mic and says it's an honor to be standing next to two legends, Brie Bella and Andrade Cien Almas. She then begs Daniel Bryan for forgiveness and introduces herself and her client before putting Almas' accomplishments on SmackDown over so far, which not a bad resume so far. She knows that Miz has already outsmarted them, but she thinks it's time Almas out-wrestles the American Dragon. Almas says he can have his battle against the reality star, but the only star in this ring is him. Bryan says he'd love to make the match official right now, but he's not the GM anymore. Oh, if someone in the back could come out and make the match. Nobody came out first. He admits it's kind of embarrassing, but he would have came out. But then Paige's music hit. So I'm like, okay, here she is. Paige came out looking fine as ever, because as I always put over Paige's good looks. She comes out. She says, I'm sorry, my office is on the other side of the building, and she had to run over in these heels. She doesn't want to give the Universe a match they don't want. So she asks the crowd if it's what they want. And everybody's saying yes, 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 which I'm saying the same thing too, because I feel that Andrade Cien Almas and Daniel Bryan could have a pretty good match. Even, I feel, someday, maybe not WrestleMania, but maybe a main event caliber match, I feel, on a pay-per-view. So they make the match official, and they have the match, Almas versus Daniel Bryan. It was a match that felt, with how talented both these guys are, their styles mix very well together. But they didn't go completely all out, but that's okay, because I know definitely on the line, these two will have a pay-per-view match, and it will knock our socks off. There was a lot of good action there as well. Of course, we see Miz and Maurice backstage, and Maurice whispers something to Miz, and they sneak out. And then the Miz comes out toward the end of the match, and then Daniel Bryan does like a suicide dive on him, which I was surprised he did. I can't remember if he did one or not. Let's double check my notes here. He does a lariat and dives. He dives on him. Yeah, I was surprised to see Bryan do that, because I didn't think he was going to do that anymore because of his head injuries. And he beats down the Miz for a little bit, then gets back into the ring and almost tried to, take advantage of distraction. Unfortunately, it did not work, making both Bryan and Almas look strong though. And then we had Brie Bella take out the Miz, I believe. Take out Zelina Vega. But then we have Maurice come out of nowhere and take Brie out. And then Miz gets into the ring, causes the disqualification in the match. And Almas and Vega kind of teamed up. So I'm guessing it could be setting up before Hell in a Cell, a mixed tag match with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella against Zelina Vega and Andrade Cien Almas, which, cool, take my money. Let's go with that. They held them out, and they took out Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. Again, Corey Graves took the words right out of my mouth. I cannot wait for this mixed tag match at Hell in a Cell. It's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait for it. Live chat. Let's check what we got here. Let's see here. The Rock versus James Ellsworth at WrestleMania 35. Oh goodness. Although I would like to see them have some type of face-to-face interaction. Maybe a Raw one, at SmackDown Live 1000. I'm pretty sure Ellsworth will show up saying how he made himself known on SmackDown Live. It wouldn't surprise me if that would happen. That would be awesome to actually see. Hopefully we get Roman Reigns versus Ozzy Osbourne at WrestleMania 35 with Ozzy biting Roman's head off. That'd be awesome. Yes, screw PG. And awesome. Nice one, Larry. Anyways, but we got that. Then we had this segment with Charlotte backstage. Charlotte says that Becky Lynch thinks she deserves a title, but you don't deserve anything you don't win. And did Becky expect her to just lay down? This isn't a game where everyone gets a trophy, and she won't apologize for being successful and busting her ass every day. And she won't roll over for anyone that tries to take that away. Not even her best friend, now former best friend. Becky wants center stage. Well, she'll get it after Flair runs through Carmella tonight, which I'm like, okay, that's simple. Like that's all Charlotte could definitely say. Whether she's the face or she is a heel in this feud, well, that's all she always has to say. Hey, you know, Becky wanted her title. I'm sorry she didn't get it, but I want my opportunities too. So, you know, I'm not going to just, you know, lay down for her pretty much. So that's all she needed to say. Like that's all. So like, okay, that's fine. That's completely fine. You don't troll with us at all through Charlotte next. But they didn't. So I'm like, okay, that's cool with me. I'll get to the Becky portion though at the end of this review. Then we have last week's recap of what happened with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. Remember? Oh, Wendy! I still love that. Seriously, I saw someone post something on Twitter saying, you know, next time you go to Wendy's and they get your order wrong, just walk back in and go, "Oh, Wendy!" I loved it. I was cracking up. Anyways, so AJ's ring says it's official. It's going to be Styles and Joe at Hell in a Cell for the title, which as of now, there's no stipulation on it, but kind of hoping there is because this needs to be more. I mean, I was hoping Hell in a Cell, but if they're going to keep it just one on each brand for Hell in a Cell matches, I guess they're not going to be getting it, but at least some type of a stipulation, like a disqualification, street fight, something, please. He says Joe's good with these mind games, which he's right. And he's gotten right where he wants him after bringing his wife and daughter into this. But the only thing he could prove is that he's not man enough to take the title away from him. Why not face him like a man? Because he's not a man, you see. He calls out for Joe and tells him he's going to knock his teeth down his throat. But then Joe is in a parking garage and he goes, "Oh, AJ." He's not coming down there tonight because AJ's proven his point by acting like superhero to the world. But who's looking after his kids? Maybe he's not done playing daddy yet, he says. And he goes to call Wendy on his phone. He asks how Annie is doing, tells Wendy to calm down. He knows why she's angry, but he's going to keep the promise and send Styles home. He asks if they're still on for the back-to-school barbecue and tells her to save a plate because maybe he'll stop by next Tuesday. And then the Tron feed cuts out and AJ runs backstage to find Joe. He goes to hunt for him, but he could not find him. He even yelled at a crew member backstage, thinking that the officer was going to be Joe coming from behind it, but it wasn't. So, which I'm like, okay, cool. You know, then attack next. It's not going to be the same exact thing every single week. So, like, okay, you know, AJ can't find Joe. Look forward to what happens next week. Then we got our main event: Carmella versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Again, Carmella obviously hasn't shown much of a wrestling especially since becoming SmackDown Women's Champion. This match, I'll give it to her. She looked better. I still do like that suicide dive shit. She did it at SmackDown, and she did it tonight. I mean, she did it at SummerSlam, and she did it tonight as well. I mean, compared to the match they had at Backlash, that match sucked. It absolutely sucked. You wanted to put over Carmella. You made Charlotte look weak in that match just to make Carmella win, because all she did was a freaking super kick on her. But of course, you know, they had, you know, Carmella brought out the best in her, and then of course when she realized, you know, she was struggling, that's when she started throwing a little hissy fit. So like, okay, that's fine that. But then they had Charlotte put the bridge on Carmella, and Carmella didn't tap out right away. She tried to, you know, hold on for a little bit. She tapped out. It's like, okay, you know, not bad, not amazing, but not bad women's match to end. All of a sudden, the crowd starts cheering. I'm like, oh, I wonder why they're cheering, because in came Becky Lynch. And Becky, who apparently last week, people were saying that no one really cares about Becky Lynch getting a title shot. No one really was behind her. But she starts beating down Charlotte. And then she grabs the title, and then she demands for a microphone. And she presses the main plate on her face before kneeling over Charlotte and saying when she gets her way, come Hell in a Cell, she's taking the title back. And then she just goes, "You bitch," and just slams the microphone down and walks out. And she got a pop for it. But then, of course, the ending shot of Charlotte sitting in the corner, holding her title, looking angry, getting the boos pretty much big time. But That's how it went off the show. And really, I was cool with that. Here's the thing. Becky Lynch, obviously, it made sense for her to bring out a more aggressive attitude in her, pretty much, and not take it for granted, and go after the person who she feels is getting in her way. Which, again, we're more so booing Charlotte for feeling, because it's true. Charlotte did kind of, just come out of nowhere and get this random title shot where Becky has worked her butt off all summer to get back up to where she deserves to be right now. So when Becky Lynch last was bashing the fans, I'm like, come on, I can't get behind that. But if Becky Lynch is going to be more of like this anti-hero, pretty much not bashing the crowd, but just targeting, who has what she wants, then I'm like, okay, I can tolerate that. Because that's what happened with AJ Styles when he feuded with John Cena. AJ Styles turned heel, but he didn't completely, always bash the crowd. Yes, he was cocky and talked himself up sometimes. But again, he didn't completely bash the crowd. You see, there's a difference between, heels acting good and heels, really good heels like Tommaso Ciampa. And of course, there's some people who feel they should be baby faces, but they're not. But people in those situations at least act more like anti-heroes. Another example would be Velveteen Dream in NXT. I remember there was a segment earlier this year, sometime after WrestleMania, I think it was, where Velveteen Dream acknowledged, what the crowd was giving to him. There's obviously some heels that are liked by the crowd, and eventually that momentum is going to carry over to a babyface turn, which I feel Velveteen Dream right now is one heel that I feel is probably, the closest I feel to being able to pull off a babyface turn right now, if they ever decide to turn him face. But if you're a heel and the crowd is still acknowledging you, you shouldn't always just shut them out, like how Seth Rollins did when he first returned from his injury, or how Becky Lynch did last week. Like, really, if they're going to do this match with Becky and Charlotte, and as long as they keep it toned down, where Becky is not completely bashing the crowd for for down and they believe in her, which that's complete BS. I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. Like, if you want to just keep this tension just between these two and not everybody else not thinking, oh, Becky's a heel, so she has to hate Naomi, or oh, Becky's a heel, so she has to hate this person. Like, don't pull off that dynamic. I mean, I don't see how that they're going to pull that off with Braun Strowman as well, because now he's teaming up with people. But again, it's SmackDown. SmackDown, again, Road Dogg. There is no way you're writing for this show. No way. But yeah, so that's my theory. If they more so treat Becky Lynch as an anti-hero than just a full-fledged heel, then I'm like, okay, I can tolerate that. So hopefully that is the case as we go into Hell in a Cell, as these two will definitely at this point be having a match at Hell in a Cell for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. And it's going to be awesome. And I look forward to seeing it. But guys, that's SmackDown Live. A refreshing 45, 50 minutes talking about this show was a lot more refreshing and a lot more fun than talking about last night's crap fest of Monday Night Raw. Let's check the polls here on Twitter first before I get to the live chat again, before I check out. So what grade would you give this episode of SmackDown Live? We got 10 votes here. 40% said A. 50% said B. Nobody said D or lower. I mean, nobody said C, and one person said D or lower. Let me guess. That was you, Road Dogg. I'm pretty sure that was you, my friend. I won't tweet that out because, well, one, I don't follow Road Dogg on Twitter, and I don't want to give him any justice. And two, my friend made that joke one time in one of his polls, and Road Dogg blocked his sorry ass. Well, I shouldn't say my friend's sorry ass, but Road Dogg's sorry ass blocked my friend. So I'm not even going to bother playing games with Road Dogg because, yeah. And then what show did you enjoy more this week, Raw or SmackDown Live? 9 votes. 78% said SmackDown Live. 22% said Raw. So, again, probably Vince, maybe Road Dogg. But, again, if you really did enjoy Raw more this week than SmackDown, okay, I'm not going to bash you. I'm not going to bash other people's opinions. But if it's corporate people just trying to troll with us, then, yeah. But, anyways, yeah, that was the polls. My grade for SmackDown Live this week, A-. Strong show. I mean, not quite as good as last week, but very strong show. Everything felt like it had a purpose to it, meaningful. Again, the only thing that they didn't really do on the show was, proclaim what's next for the U.S. title, which I don't know where we're going with that from here, but hopefully, they at least make that feel a little more prestige. Live chat check real quick before I go off the air. Let's see here. Let's see. Please, Elder, please stay on Grimm's Toy House, Toy Show. Haha. GTS Wrestling. Because I'm the Miz and I'm awesome. Oh, Wendy. And yes, that Twitter meme is hilarious. Everybody loves the "Oh Wendy." I don't know what's funnier, that or when he was in NXT and goes, "Regal!" Like, seriously, when he did that, his eyes were like popping out of his head pretty much. Like, I don't either that or "Oh Wendy's" been my favorite so far. Yeah, unbelievable how many memes they get from WWE. AJ Lee to return to Evolution. Place your bets. It'd be nice to see. I know I've heard rumors that they've contacted AJ about returning, but I'm not too sure if it's going to happen based off of what's happening with the WWE and Punk. So I'm not going to place my bets too high on that, I'd say. They try to make a deal with her, but I say AJ won't be at Evolution, just a feeling he feels. You're probably right. They could try all they want, but Becky will never, ever be a true heel. Exactly. Is a Velveteen Dream more like a tweener? Kind of feels like it. I don't know why Road Dogg must be a dick. And Paige could be getting fired. She ripped open a friend's shirt at a party. She did? Paige, what are you doing there being a little naughty right there? I'm still jealous of James Ellsworth for getting a little bit of affection from Paige recently. That's why I was joking around saying, myself versus James Ellsworth, SummerSlam. Hey, I'm single, guys. I can dream. Just kidding, guys. That's not going to happen. But yeah. It says thanks for the cool stream. Sure thing, Larry. Thank you again for that video. I shared it on Twitter. I'll be sure to check out more of your videos also, definitely, Larry. I just haven't really had the time to do so. But yes, guys, thank you again. Thanks to Killer Games and King Larry. And I don't believe anybody else came into this stream, but that's all right. So please, as always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please slap that like button. Also, slap the like button also if you hate PG also, as Killer Games said, which I also wish you good luck in school as well. Killer Games, since you said you're returning to school tomorrow. So yeah, please click my like and subscribe. More content on my channel. Comment down below what show you enjoy more this week, Raw or SmackDown, and also what grade would you give SmackDown Live as well. I'm going to watch 205 Live tonight. I'll most likely review it tomorrow morning, though, because I also want to start my next video game Let's Play. I've been dying to play this game for years. I haven't played it in about 9 years, but it was one of my favorite Wolfenstein mods. I can't wait to play it and can't wait to share it with you guys on the channel. It is if you're into video games, that is, which if you're not, totally cool, I understand. But yeah, I will be starting that tonight as well, doing floor 1 of Shab's 3000. And tomorrow I'm doing 205 Live. NXT review for sure tomorrow. I didn't do last week's. Last week's was kind of just more like a recap show, nothing really new to talk about because of TakeOver. This is a TakeOver recap show for the most part. So see what happens going to NXT TakeOver War Games. Special stream Thursday. Not sure the topic yet, but I'll let you guys know then. And then stay tuned for more odds and ends coming to this channel, as always. So guys, thank you again. It was an awesome episode of SmackDown Live. Awesome time reviewing this show. A- for SmackDown Live. Again, grade down in the comment section below. Click my like and subscribe button. With that, guys, I am checking out. I will see you all later. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night and peace out, everybody.